Alright, my name is Adame, and today I'm going to be talking about is homework or harmful or helpful. Growing up, we were taught that homework actually helps you do better in school because it teaches you or it helps you review what you learned during your school hours, and it helps you bring school into your home. But what if I told you that homework is causing more of a negative than a positive? All of you guys are students, so you guys know the difficulty of having homework and the struggles it can come with, and sometimes how much of a pain in the butt it is. I can talk about this because I want to pursue a career in education. I want to start off as a teacher and probably go up all the way to Secretary of Education, up to the President's Cabinet. Also, I've been in college classes in Intro to Education, and in that class we got into a topic about is giving too much homework good or bad, and we were given different cases for students who had trouble and students who were gifted but just lazy. Some may say that homework is good for students because practice makes perfect. Well, logically that makes sense, but humans aren't known to be logical creatures. So homework can cause a lot of negative side effects, but three of the main ones are it gives us stress, it can be a burden, and it's counterproductive. So my first point, everybody's favorite feeling, stress. So it gives us stress because homework is just another responsibility added to our everyday lives. So some of you guys may have a job or family members to take care of, and that's already hard enough, and then adding the extra layer of homework that's just a review of what you already had in school could just be more unnecessary work than you have to deal with. And it adds a little problem in the back of your head, knowing that if you don't do this homework, there's going to be consequences, and those consequences can affect you even more greatly in your education. And one of the negative effects of stress are headaches, fatigue, and less sleep. That's only physically, but mentally, it can give you anxiety, lack of motivation, and depression. And all of these are bad because it's kind of holding you back from actually doing good in the next day of school. So, for example, if you have less sleep, headaches, and fatigue, you're not going to be as active in the next day in class and ready to absorb all the knowledge that's going to be given to you. And if you have anxiety, lack of motivation, and depression, you just might give up and not even go to school at all. The second point, and things we look. Oh wait, did I do this wrong? The second thing we like to carry is our burdens. Homework can be a burden to most students, but it's especially a burden to gifted students. And what I mean by gifted students is not just people who are smart in the head. That we have 7 different types of intelligences. So you can be intelligent in linguistics, logical, musical, interpersonal, bodily kinesthetic, and spatial. And only 3 of those are in our academic lives, which is linguistic, logical, and musical. The other 4, we don't really need them we don't really use them for academics. So you can be smart at those things, but you'll still be considered dumb in your regular academic life. So, for example, someone who's smart in body kinesthetics, so someone who's good at sports, playing football and all that, and they're not really good at math or English, they can be seen as dumb and then not be appreciated for what they're able to do in sports. And it gives them the burden knowing that people think that they are bad in education. And homework adds no quality content for actual learning. It's just review. So it's not teaching anybody. It's not teaching anything to anybody, and it's a waste of time. And it's counterproductive. So when you go to school, you mentally prepare yourself to learn. You know that going to school is not going to be this fun time where you just talk around and mess around. You're going to a class and learn from the teacher and learn what he has to say, or she has to say. But when you go home, you're more in the sense of relaxing, or the sense of like you have to protect your home, like clean it, protect your family, and all that. Like nobody likes to take their work to home. So when you're bringing homework to home, you're not in the right mindset. Therefore, you're not going to be as efficient when you do your homework at home. And having a heavy amount of homework is counterproductive also, because it's, as like I listed before, it causes a huge amount of stress and it gives a burden to the student you're giving it to. And in conclusion, the positives of homework are overtaken by the negatives, so it really isn't a good thing, but also it isn't a bad thing, because it can still teach you a little bit or help you review to students who are not gifted at all. Homework is a detriment to all students, and the magnitude of that detriment is based on the student. So like I said, if the student is gifted or not, it's gonna affect them. Homework can cause stress, it can be a burden, and overall it's counterproductive. And so when you truly care about learning, or you want to learn something new, don't stress yourself. Just go to the class and prepare to learn.